Oh, she does. Okay. All right. So last thing we'll do is we'll check out. It's like it's about like 20 minutes. That's fine. We'll check out this video by Vara Dark and her review of Mixtape. So we will be doing that.
Tape was pretty crazy, and for all of the wrong reasons. Really quickly, before we get into the review, this was done in a live stream on my main channel, Vara Dark Dark Titan Media. The full playthrough playlist will be linked down below in the description and the pinned comment, and this review will contain spoilers, though I don't think that many people are itching to play this game. You could finish it in a couple of hours, so hey, you could play this on Game Pass as well, but it's not even worth the $20 that this costs. So let's talk about it. Graphics are interesting. I think that the style in which this game has, I think that the aesthetic is something we've seen a lot of over the past 2 years or so. And I know throughout the game we were making a lot of jokes about Into the
Oh
Spider-Verse
yeah.
and how that has changed a lot of entertainment. I don't think.
Yeah, a lot of like yeah, a lot of like games and movies after the Spider-Verse came out, they started to like copy that kind of like art style and everything, and yeah.
The graphics were that great. This is a smaller game made by a smaller team, so I didn't go into it expecting top of
Yeah.
the line visuals, but the visuals are, I will push it to an all right, and the aesthetic, I thought again, it had something going for it that people will see. It is not the aesthetic for me though. I get why some people would gravitate towards this if you are cool and edgy and hipster, and maybe you like smaller indie games.
Yeah.
You're used to this sort of aesthetic. I'm gonna go average just for the sake of what they were trying to do in this game, even though it is not the aesthetic for me. Music is the only saving grace of this game because the music is not original, the music is licensed. So you did have some really good songs in here,
Okay.
like you had Stan Bush, The Touch, amazing song, great song. But my problem is that you can have good tracks and good music in a game that is bad, and you can't rate the game any higher because if I wanted to listen to this music, I could just go to YouTube and
Yeah.
I could listen to those songs without having to go through this experience. And so the copyrighted music did help, and these tracks that some people might have a little bit of love and nostalgia for are good tracks, but at the same time, the rest of the game is bad. The rest of the game is not interesting. The rest of the game is slop. And so, yeah, sure, the music is good for the most part. I don't quite get a lot of the songs in terms of the context of the game. It's not like you started out with softer, simple, more emotional music, and as they grew in rebellion, the music got more intense and it became stronger music and evoked a different emotion by the end. That wasn't the case. Yeah, the rest of the game's just so bad. Like, great music can't even save this. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm not gonna give it a fantastic because I do actually think that there were some genres that they were missing. I'm gonna go good because the music isn't really whimsical. I'm gonna go good because it is true there wasn't a lot of rock, there wasn't metal, there wasn't.
So far from Vera and Empress of Mankind, they both of them are basically giving the highlight that the best feature about the game is the music.
A lot of electronic. It was missing a lot. So I'm gonna go good. Also, we're talking about these edgy characters and they don't listen to that sort of music seemed very suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it did just boil down to rights and they couldn't get the rights to a lot of that music. Either way, missed opportunity for sure. Difficulty. All you do throughout this game is walk and
Yep.
interact. There are times where you are doing a kissing mini game,
Oh
which
yeah.
by the way is disgusting and weird and overly detailed, but you are walking in a straight line, skating in a straight line, or flying in a straight line. There were entire sections of this game where I would not interact with the controller. I wouldn't even be controlling my character, and they would be walking through the experience. It was terrible.
Yeah. Again, so basically it's the same thing we've been hearing, where it's not a game. It's just a movie.
And we've made a lot of jokes about IGN giving this a 10 out of 10 and a lot of video game journalists giving this a 10 out of 10. These are people that cannot even get through tutorial levels of certain games, so it's no shocker that they
Yeah.
love this because you don't need a journo difficulty when the game is a journo appealing game.
Yep.
It caters to this audience. I personally do not like playing a video game where you're not playing and it's not even a video game. It is an interactive movie where you will press one or two buttons. So it is very easy
Yeah.
simply because you're walking. Boss fights, this game and getting through it without cringing is a boss fight in of itself. Bugs, we did not face any bugs or glitches or any glaringly obvious problems. I think that the way that the softball game worked was a little wonky. Now, you're an hour and a half into this game and it's the first time you've had gameplay, but you have to press the button to swing as soon as you see the last light up and before the ball is hurling towards you. But beside that, obviously, that isn't a bug. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It was just done really poorly, I think. Story was bad. This was not a good story, and it is very clearly supposed to be an attempt at 90s nostalgia,
Yeah.
and it is 90s nostalgia bait, but it's not done in a good way. This was directed by
I
an
did. It didn't.
Australian.
It didn't feel like, just looking at the gameplay, looking at everything about it. It just didn't really feel '90s to me. Like, now, if you maybe grew up in like in a small town, kind of like what it seems like Mixtape is set in, then maybe you could probably get away with that. But if you're somebody who like lived in a pretty pretty big city or something like that, your experiences during the '90s going to be a little bit different compared to somebody in like just some small town. If that makes sense. Um,
Trying to recreate 90s teen life whose only outlook on American teenage life was through movies and 80s movies at that. And so it didn't quite feel 90s.
yeah.
It didn't even quite feel like a good story if you don't even look at it through nostalgic lenses. It was like a fake revisionist version of the 90s. I understand that you can't make everybody happy when you are licensing songs and oh my god, why didn't you add this song? Why didn't you add that song? Oh, there's this element or there's that element. But the problem is it's like they tried to make this game just for themselves and they
Yeah.
didn't actually want it to be a full-blown experience for gamers. It's like they just wanted to try to get Hollywood to pick this up. Now, we've been talking about this game for a couple of days now. Some of the clips have blown up on social media, and this is not a woke game. You do not have some large amount of LGBTQ plus content or messaging. There's no political narratives shoved into this. I do think it is intentionally very toned down. There are no slurs. There's only a couple of swears, and usually the only
Yeah.
swears they use are shit and fuck. It is very watered down and very sanitized.
Hmm.
But besides that, it's not a woke game. I called it a woke like game because it is just filled to the brim with cringe. It is constant cringing between the jokes and their wording and references and the way that they say these wordings and these references and their phrasing. And it is just not good all around. And the only quote unquote story that is in this game is you become friends with two other people. So it's the group of three of you. Your character is going to be flying out of town right after this big life event, graduation, right? And they're all supposed to go on a road trip with each other, but your main character ends up almost like splitting from the group. Your other friend is mad at you, but
Yeah.
you sort of come together and you grow together and you forgive each other, and that's it. There's no growth with these characters, and I hate that. I'm so sick and tired of the hero's journey being completely discarded in entertainment. These people need to study Joseph Campbell's work because a character is supposed to start off, let's say, not understanding where their friends are coming from, and then they fall out with their friends. But she works really hard throughout the rest of the game to try to understand her friends and learn the mentality and grow. And it didn't feel that way, and there were no consequences to any of their actions. Oh, yeah, you're caught by the police drinking. That's fine, just go off. Oh my gosh, there's this big party that's gonna happen. You're gonna get arrested. Oh my gosh, the daughter of the cop TP'd a house and there's no consequences to those actions. I absolutely
Yeah.
hated that. And this game is just very artsy fartsy. You're mad. So you know what you do? You flip off a trash can and it blows up. And there you're lighting fireworks and
Oh yeah.
explosives and
Yeah. There's like a moment in the game where I think it's Stacy and Slater. I don't know if Cass was there, but I remember seeing like Stacy and Slater. They're like skateboarding, and part of the game was like you just blowing stuff up, like just setting fireworks off, and like there's like a giant gumball that you blow up, and it's the game is. So I'm curious on what it would be like to play this game high.
you're depressed so the world goes black and white and you're floating around and it's just not interesting. It's not good. The story, the characters, the jokes, none of it landed. And this game was not marketed heavily with any, again, sort of
Yeah.
messaging or
Like I said, I didn't know anything about this game until it started to pop up on X and people started talking about it. That's when I first noticed it. And so, yeah, marketing probably, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it was definitely something that I noticed.
narrative behind it. None of these developers have come out and attacked the chuds, which is good. But at the same time, when you have a story like this and you're very clearly just trying to make a movie game
Yeah.
where it is Hollywood bait, that's not going to be good. And I did expect it to be a little woker, right?
Hmm.
I thought to myself, there's no shot that a game like this comes out and it's not filled to the brim with messaging. And it wasn't, which is good, but it's still bad. So I understand why there would be people who wouldn't want to support this. I think it is important that we uh, sort of investigate or examine titles like this and stories like this, and we
Yeah.
figure out how activists are representing certain themes and messages in story.
Because that's part of the issue is too is like what it's not just video games but in movies as well. Because of the last several years where companies have hired, well, now whether you want to call it DEI or whatever, where companies have hired more non-qualified people into positions just so they get the look of being inclusive and everything. It has basically destroyed a lot of these businesses and stuff like that. And a lot like Disney I think Marvel's had this problem. Star Wars has had this problem. You got it to where now you have people who are activists first, and so they're gonna make sure that they put in their activist agenda and things like that into video games. What is it? What was that one? Sweet Baby Inc. was one. I know Vera has talked about them several times and stuff like that. But Sweet Baby Inc. was one where they definitely like try to influence adding stuff into the game. That's like you know LGBTQ, minorities, whatever. They were that kind of those type of people that were kind of in trying to influence developers into adding stuff like that into games.
Telling so that their ideas can be challenged effectively, I guess you could say. If we don't understand what they're saying or how they're saying it, it becomes much harder to push back against their narratives. But this is also still, again, this revisionist, watered down version of the 90s.
Yeah,
And so it's not pushing an active theme or narrative, but there are like images of two dudes kissing in this, and it's a little weird. And you do kind of question the relationship between the two female main characters a
yeah,
little bit. I think that there would be some individuals on social media who would even go as far as to say it's queer baiting because, oh, your main character friend goes off with another girl and you're really jealous and like possessive, and then you guys end up forgiving each other and holding hands. I don't view it that way, but I know how people think
yep,
like this, and
yep.
so it wouldn't be shocking. Of course, this was a game that people have questioned, like many on the channel, like Kill the Justice League or Dustborn
Oh
or
yeah,
Ex Voto. Why are you playing this? In my view, has always been, if one person plays it and as a result, hundreds of others either do not buy it or they can judge it for themselves before they buy it, I think that that is a win. You are able to see the content before you monetarily support it and then decide, yeah, I do not want to play this myself. I don't want to support them and give them money. And if you think it looks good, hey, technically that does lead to sales
yeah.
for developers like this and studios like this. But based on my experience, I would not recommend buying this because it was just really bad. And this is only a $20 game, and I still kind of feel ripped off because it is truly just a movie game. And I don't
It's a $20 game. Probably should have been based off everything that I've seen with the game. This probably, to be quite honest, it should have been a $5 game. Maybe even pushing $10 or something like that. But this is not a $20 game. I think $5 in general is good enough for this type of game.
think by watching a live stream, you are missing anything. So, yeah, the story was god awful. The story was god awful and basically non existent. But in this category, I'm also counting the character development, or in this title, the lack thereof. I think that the jokes and the humor was not good. I think that the general tone and theme was not good, and I just thought it was very bad. Gameplay, it's sleep inducing. There's
Yeah.
barely any gameplay. If pressing WASD or what you consider gameplay, or maybe pressing on a controller the X button once every 25 minutes, then yeah, I guess you could say that it exists, but it's sleep inducing. Quality of life was standard. I mean, it was, again, a very linear game. Game time length, very short. We finished it in 3.5 hours, I'll say, because at the beginning of
I can't
stream,
remember what people. I swear I saw people say this was like a 5 6 hour game. That could have just been them BSing, but yeah, this is a very short game.
we take a few minutes at the end of stream, we take a few minutes, but it was very short. And this is a $20 game, but it's just not enough because there are games like Silk Song that you can get for $20. And you can get games that came out 10 or 15 years ago, and you can get a bunch of them for
Yeah,
$20. And there are games that are shorter that are worth the money. I think that if you have a good story to tell and an interesting story to tell, $20 would be a very fair price. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, this developer needs to only charge $2 for a 3 hour experience. No, but if it's $20, it better be amazing storytelling. And this wasn't. I personally do not recommend buying this. Based on my experience, I did not really have fun with it. I had fun because of chat, but that's not because of the game itself.
Yeah.
I will never play this again. I don't know what would possess anybody to play this outside of the way I did, which was showing it off to my audience. I'm going to give this game, yeah, I am going to give this game a 2.5. The music that was in it was good because it was music that existed outside of this video game. But besides that, there's nothing I can praise about it. The aesthetics, the characters, the story, the jokes, the humor, all bad. Was a very long game, it felt like, even though it was so short. There's no replayability. And the fact that this is barely a game
Yeah.
does lower my score. All you do is
Yeah.
walk. You have a couple of mini games like sifting through a junk drawer, using a bat, driving a cart, using a skateboard, a very graphic kissing mini game,
Yeah.
and that's just not enough. This is an absolutely atrocious game, and it is so cringeworthy. This is winning an award on my channel as the cringiest video game I have ever had to live stream.
Wow.
Congratulations. It previously was Dustborn. Dustborn gets an automatic 1 just because it's revisionist history. It's pushing a narrative. It's very political.
Yeah.
Mixtape is getting the cringe award, though. The fact that there are journalists out there that are giving this a 10 out of 10
Yep.
just shows they don't love video games.
Yep.
They don't like good storytelling, and they are more focused on rating something positively because they believe it is going to lead to financial gain, attention, in terms of maybe people in the industry taking them more seriously and other activists praising them, or they think it is going to lead to more rage bait articles, some more interaction, so a little bit more money, or this is genuinely the first game they've ever played. It was not a good game. I don't get how anyone could give this a 10 out of 10. This
don't either.
had nothing going for it except for what the developers didn't even create themselves.
Yeah. So that is that, guys. Yeah. So that is Mixtape. We watched 2 videos. Probably what I'm probably going to do is like, because this actually went a little longer than I thought it was going to. So I'm probably going to like separate this one long video into 2. But yeah. So that is that is Mixtape. The game is just not very good. We've seen the gameplay of it. We've seen the shields try to, prop this game up, talking about how great it is, how it's a masterpiece. There is actually one thing I just now remember. Let me try to find it. Because there's stuff about it that kind of, let's see. Let me see where I can find it real quick. And there's funny stuff with people about playing the game too that I've enjoyed. Where is? Let's see. Wow, where is it at? This was one here, I think. Let me see.
What she is? She's a.
All right, here's the clip. So this one is by. This one is by Tima. I think that's her name. Yeah, I think that's her name. I could be wrong by the name. So, let's see.
I want you to understand. This ain't a catastrophe. It's a warning. Daddy, if you track me here, this will only be the beginnings of my wicked ways. Cause I'm angry and I'm wired and I'm fixing for a whole lot of trouble. If you make me stay here, I'm gonna burn the whole fucking place down!
See? This is what happens. This is what happens when you don't beat up your child enough. Yeah? For days like this, I pray that kids like this get enough beating in their life.
So, oh, I remember seeing that and I really, really loved it. That was great. And then, trying to think if there was another one. Oh, gosh. Oh man, where's it at? There was another one. I'm just kind of like, what are we doing here? Oh, let me find it. Oh gosh, that's so funny. God dang it. That's not what I wanted. Let's do it this way. Oh, we'll just do it this way. We'll go to this one. I think, okay, yeah, I think I can find two of them here. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's this one. This is the first one. I just gotta find it. Find the clip real quick. Let's see. Where are you? Oh, here we go. So this was
I found this fair.
So this was side scrollers a few days ago. All right, here we go.
Buzz, man. The buzz is real. It's available on Xbox Game Pass right now. You can play it essentially for free with your subscription. Now, what's interesting here is that because of the buzz, people have been popping it in and giving it a go. And let's take a look at what this fine young man had to say. This is Avatar Yeye over on X. Says Mixtape is the first game I didn't have to play it. Right here. Let's see exactly what happens.
All right, now look, I'm finna expose this gay right quick. I gotta expose it, because...
By the way, I did hear him say he's going to expose the gay.
He's finna expose the game.
Listen, it's just... Okay, yeah, here we go.
I've played at least the first 30 minutes of the game, and I feel like I ain't did none. It says best experience on the...
Uh-oh. Okay, so he's getting everything loaded up right here. By the way, can we get X to deal with their buffering issues?
Controller.
Okay.
Let me tell you how this is clickbait. Y'all gonna see this in real time.
Loading in.
Now, imagine I'm using the Xbox controller. Number one, you can't skip it.
Can't skip the cutscene.
I'm gonna just do this the whole time. I do not know how this game got a 10 out of 10. You're not really playing it. It's a movie. Watch this scene. If this was Uncharted, you would be doing a lot more worrying about death and stuff like that, or interacting. I'm holding my hand up. I'm not doing nothing. The game guides you. It directs you. You don't have to actually play the damn game. Literally, I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna put the controller down.
He just literally gets up, walks away as the game just continues on. The obviously,
and again, this is a 10 out of 10 game. Stop it.
Very early in the game. I'm going to turn it down for the so we don't get hit by the music here.
I've actually
see
seen
what's
another segment of this game with the exact same thing, where you're basically not playing the game whatsoever, and the character's running like through all these houses, and it's like a
It's just
homage
ridiculous.
to Ferris Bueller when he runs.
Sorry.
Do anything.
That's crazy.
Like it's that bad. Like I'm not even trolling. Like
Yeah, that's
how did this get a 10?
And I think with Mixtape, and it's just some thoughts. And I found this fairly fascinating.
So I recently played the new hot game Mixtape because I saw a lot of discourse about it, mainly about how it was a 10 out of 10 experience and every single game reviewer was giving it a 9 or a 10. Now you guys have probably already seen the clips where people just sit there and put their controller down and don't even try to engage with the game, but I wasn't trying to do that. I wanted to enjoy this game, giving it a fair, honest shot. And to the game's credit, there are some moments that I would deem great. This game is visually stunning. I love what they did with the art style and the low frame rate of the characters. There were some parts here that left me floored with how exciting and beautiful everything was. But that's the thing, most of the game is not like this. The rest of the game is you standing around in a room clicking on things like you're playing fucking Myst. Then when you click on the yellow paint glowing thing, you get a minute-long diatribe about what music this girl likes, or talking about how epic bacon her friends are. And then you play a Family Guy style cutaway gag where you do a bunch of bullshit and nothing happens. There's this one minigame where you just fill up a slushy cup and then you just put in one flavor and they're still like, oh, this is my super custom super dish. It's Coca-Cola.
again. This is a 10 out of 10 game.
All right, we'll continue this in a second. This I want to remind everybody, this is 9s and 10s out of 10s, right? When it comes to the reviews of games like this, which I saw another video by my boy Destin, who everyone should go.
So it's just. Let me see. All right, one last thing, and that'll basically be it. It's just crazy. It is crazy, to say the least. So I don't know what else to say about it, but it's pretty wild. Let's see.
We're just normal men.
What do you mean normal?
Let me see if I can find it. Oh gosh. I'm trying to remember where exactly it was at. I think it was toward the end. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So this was back on Side Scrollers. This was the other day. This was probably like last Friday. Okay.
It's the exact same score as Mixtape, and people are like, "How can Forza Horizon be anywhere close to Mixtape?" They just, people just don't understand. But
It's because they don't play games.
Well, you don't need to play games when you're playing Mixtape.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to put. I'm going to flagellate myself later. I forgot to put that gem of a quote on this poster here. That my favorite quote that has ever.
Yeah,
been
you
in
gotta
all of
feel
history.
yourself.
Yeah, the Mixtape thing.
Which sounds like something like masturbation, I'm gonna be honest. It's a really weird thing, huh?
What's the quote?
The
Mixtape.
quote from Mixtape of
The kind
it
of funny
doesn't-
guys who aren't funny at all.
Would you like to see it?
Let me see.
Yes,
Would you like to see the
please.
quote?
Yes, please.
Because
Cindy's.
again,
I'm grateful because I am also dyslexic.
Here we go.
let's see how this goes.
You start this game up, and immediately I'm just infatuated with it. Pretty soon you won't be listening to music. You'll be listening to who you were.
Jesus Christ.
You can see right there. That's what did it for him right there.
So
You're not-
enraging. It's so enraging, Craig.
What a thing to say.
I think it's important. Let's let the whole sentence play out here.
Infatuated with it. Pretty soon you won't be listening to music. You'll be listening to who you were.
God.
And that, I just got chills saying it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
So he's infatuated with teens. That's
That is wild. That is so wild. All right, so that's basically that's Mixtape. That is Mixtape. So yeah, I think basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna like separate this because it's like almost an hour and 45-minute type of video. So I think I'm gonna split it up. But yeah, that is Mixtape. That is wild. So I don't know. We'll see. It's on Game Pass. So for me, even though I do pay for Game Pass, it's a free game for me. So we may play it. I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it. But guys, if you are new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. You can find me on the Nerd Talk Podcast YouTube channel, the Nerd Talk Podcast on Spotify, Kick, Twitch, Rumble. All that you can find down in the description below. But guys, thank you again for hanging out. Thank you guys again for watching. And I will see you all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.